Time for the opening drive.
Voted the best sports show in New Mexico
For 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with Jeff Siembieda and JJ Buck.
Playoff P. That's why you're still around. You got Playoff P, Clipper fan. The good, the bad, and the really, 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 really good last night. Playoff P keeps you alive. 116-102 as they had the champagne on ice and ready to celebrate a conference championship in the Valley of the Sun. It was hot, so was Playoff P. Paul George goes for 41 points, 13 rebounds. Handed off 6 tallies. And the Clippers are alive, headed back to Staples Center, and I don't think they're dead. I do believe Phoenix will win the series, so that means, Jeff, you think they're dead. Now, I think it's going 7. I think Clippers are winning at home in Game 6, and this thing's going to go down to it. And this has been a series with 2 games, 3 games that could have gone either way, and I don't think the Clippers are dead. That's a team that's been down 2-0 twice in this playoffs. Now they've been down 3-1, and they're like the cockroach. They don't go away. What is good, Merry whatever. What is today? Tuesday? It's only Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday to you. Opening drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. Bobcat's back on our. I haven't seen Bobcat in like a month, it feels like. What's good? You all right?
I'm all right.
Yeah? Yeah? What do you think of the. So I think you thought it was over last night, right?
No.
No, you did not.
This was going back.
Yeah, that's right. You said in 6. Playoff P's playing, and I give him a lot of credit. He missed those free throws. Took a lot of heat back in Game 3. And this is a guy who's had to carry a load and had to change his role. With Kawhi Leonard now sitting up in a suite. It's his team now until Kawhi comes back, if Kawhi comes back. And he's been spectacular.
Playoff P, outside of those 2 missed free throws, has been fantastic, as you just laid out. And he has fought the narrative all playoff long. He has stepped up in a way that no one believed he could without Kawhi Leonard, where he has helped get this Clippers team to, and just the overall attitude that this team has. They rallied after the Dallas series, and I think everyone, including Kawhi Leonard, answered a ton of questions. And then Kawhi went down, and they did it without him against Utah Jazz. So to your point, I get not completely bearing the Clippers. What they do, their resiliency, the big-time playmakers in the second half, Paul George, Reggie Jackson, and then the guys stepping up. Zubac rolled out like 2 hours before tip-off, so you have to adjust. And Marcus Morris has a fantastic first half. Boogie Cousins gets you 10 points. All the little things you need to have to survive it happened for the Clippers. And now this is gut check time for the Suns. I still believe that overall they are the better team. I get Devin Booker's a little messed up, but he's got to dig deep, as does Chris Paul. And now the Suns have to respond. They took DeAndre Ayton out of the game. That can't happen. If you want to win this series, it starts with DeAndre Ayton getting going and figuring out, all right, Paul George's going to get his. You can't let Reggie Jackson go off. The Suns can win this series.
So a couple things in there. DeAndre Ayton's kind of the key. And you're going to say, Jeff, what are you talking about? Booker makes that team go. Chris Paul is the catalyst. Yeah, I got all that. And those guys have been relatively consistent when they play. You got 31 out of Booker last night. You had 22 out of Chris Paul. But you've got to get more than just 10 points out of DeAndre Ayton. He's come a long way in this playoffs. I think he's been out of everybody who's emerged in the playoffs around the league, whether it's Trae Young, whoever it is you didn't know about or didn't realize was that good. To me, it's been DeAndre Ayton in this postseason who's been the guy. But he wasn't that guy last night. He had in 37 minutes, he had 10 points, 11 rebounds. You need more out of him, and he was, I believe, minus 22? Can that be even right? Minus 22. That means when he was on the floor, They were outscored by 22. He's got to be better. The Boogie Cousins that you got last night for 11 minutes to get you 15 points and as active as he was, like, that is incredible bonus, is it not? With Zubats out, you're thinking, all right, I mean, we'll go out and play one more game, and we got 2 starters out. We went down swinging. We had 2 starters down and then went down winning.
And I started the game on an 18-5 run.
Yeah.
It's a response. It's Ty Lue pressing the right buttons, but then the players coming through in those situations, going smaller with the energy, and they did a good job of getting the ball away from DeAndre Ayton, just throwing a bunch of smaller bodies at him, and the Suns decided to go away from him. So that's the adjustment, is you don't go away from DeAndre Ayton. You make sure that he gets it going. Thus, it opens up more things for Chris Paul and Devin Booker, and this is their time to shine. They can't let this go 7 games. They cannot let this go.
See, and I feel that same way, and that's why I think the Clippers aren't dead. Because who do you trust more? And I don't really trust either one of them in a Game 7, to be honest with you. But I guess I would trust the team who's been to 2 Game 7s in this playoffs. I guess I would trust the team, even though they've never been to an NBA Finals. They'd never been to a conference final before, right? I guess I would trust the team. And at some point, I mean, do we expect Kawhi back? Or are they just going to do this every other day? All right, he's out today. He's out for Game 5. He's out for Game 6. And then what do you do when you get him back in the lineup? I mean, he's one of the best players in the world, so you put him back in when he's ready. But I'm with you, man. The last thing the Suns want is to let this thing go 7, even though it'll be back home. That will mean that the Clippers have won the last 2. The Clippers have the momentum, and the doubt is now sunk into your young players. And that would have to be an incredible Chris Paul Game 7. But I'm with you 100% that they want to finish this thing in Los Angeles. And I'm not sure they do. I can't be more impressed with the Clippers because how many times have they been buried in this playoffs? Down 0-2 in the first series, down 0-2 in the second series, down 3-1 in this series without Kawhi Leonard, their best player, and without Zubats. So now they're going out there playing without 2 of their 5 starters in an elimination game on the road against a team who's pretty healthy, and they come out and win by 14 points, and we're the better team. Clippers were the better team last night. It's not even arguable. If you watch the game, Clippers were the better team.
Yeah, the way they started, the way they responded in the third quarter, how they finished it, and it's one where this postseason can change the narrative. And does it take away everything from Paul George? No, but I don't know other than winning a championship by himself, like what he can prove. Like he stepped up with his team against the wall without their superstar player, taking him to the brink in every series, responding in elimination games. And it's just the attitude that this Clippers team has, that
there's a dog in them.
The resiliency, the fight, and then the Ty Lue. I'm just so impressed. As much as we talk about like a player, DeAndre Ayton, just rising to the occasion and seeing how well he plays, because that's always going to be tough, because DeAndre Ayton's always going to be compared to Luka Doncic and Trae Young. And is that fair? No, because they're all completely different players, but he was the number 1 overall pick in that draft. And then to see how he has solidified his role and performance with this team, it's been huge for him. And just the Clippers as a whole. It's not just Paul George, playoff P versus pandemic P. These are the Clippers that my dad grew up with. They were never good. These are the Clippers that are terrible. And yet they are doing something that none of us expect. And every single time we're like, oh, they're done. They rise up and say, we are not.
Yeah, it feels different, and there's a dog to this team. There's a grit to this team. And to your point on changing the narrative on Paul George, I firmly believe that if he gets this team to the finals, whether or not Kawhi comes back in these last 2 games, if he gets this team, because it'll be him. Kawhi hadn't been there for the last 5 games. If he gets his team to the finals. Kawhi wasn't there in Game 7 of the last series, is that right? When did he go down? No, it was this series. It was this series. It was because it was the same morning that the news came down. It was.
No,
you're right. He didn't play Game 7. You're right. He didn't play Game 7. So he got him through the last series. Got him through this far in this series. If he gets him to the finals, the narrative's got to change, doesn't it? On Paul George, it has to.
Yeah, and I'm ready to change it right now.
Well, it should be, and it's changed for you. Yeah. No, I understand that, but I mean the overall playoff P. He disappears kind of thing, it would have to change. All right, we got a ton for you today. 505-246 0610 is where we are. It's how to get to us on the Quan's Auto Care hotline. Also, the NMDOT text line. That's the same number, 505-246-0610. Emails will come in this morning. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. On the Twitter, JJ's at _JJ Buck. And on the Facebook, you can watch the show. The OD in the AM. Aaron is there. So no video for you today. Should I move the camera? I just now realized that did you?
Hopefully have video soon.
Okay, I could move mine around.
Just forgot all my stuff.
All right, you want me to move it? Like do you? I mean, because I just looked down. I'm like, well, it's not really watching the show. It's just staring at me talking into a mic for the whole time. I don't know that does a lot for you, Aaron.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll work on that. We're going to talk about Hannah Robbins, the daughter of a Lobo great, has committed to be a Lobo. Got a text out to her trying to get her on the show this morning, but great news for Lobo fans. We'll get into that next. Bobcats producing on the radio. Aaron on the TV side on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120-volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck. Micah, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Here's a 1-2. That's lifted well hit into the gap. This might clear the bases. It's going to bounce off the wall, and it will clear the bases. A bases clearing double off the bat of Nico Barella. Got the glove on it. Squeezes for a second. That's tapped on the ground. Might be academic. They'll flip it to first in time for the double play ball. Huge lead. There's the pitch. It's low. Runner going on a delayed steal, and he's going to be out at second. One-two. The runner moving. It's pulled down the line. This might be trouble, and it's a fair ball. Sandoval coming around. Coach Pineda going to send him to the plate. Here comes the tying run, and he scores. Sandoval. The throw gets away. Cooper will get to second base, and we're all tied at 6 as Sandoval scampers in. Hit so far. That ball is driven deep to right center field, and it's gone. Second home run of the inning for the Cougars. They've got 5 runs in, and Siembieda has come roaring back here
at the top of the third inning. 2-run home run for Jalen Montez.
Long look in. There's a pitch. That's in the air. In shallow right. Very aggressive as Gerard Pineda will have a play at the plate. Oh, what a hose in right. The ball was waiting for him as he came home, and he was dead.
By St. John's and by UC Santa Barbara and Long Beach State, and there were all kinds of schools who were on Hannah Robbins. And Hannah opted yesterday. She put it out on the Twitter that she's made her decision, and Hannah Robbins, who made an official recruiting trip recently to UNM, decided to become a Lobo, which is such a cool thing, I think, for everybody. She's playing for the Gilbert, Arizona Elite Prep, and she's just put up terrific numbers in high school, in AAU. And there were all kinds of schools on her. I think this is such a good get for Mike Bradbury in a lot of respects. Obviously, he's getting a heck of a player, but the lineage and what Rob Robbins means to a certain generation of Lobo fan, and to have Rob's daughter, who, by the way, is terrific, come to UNM, and I don't know if the family moving to Arizona may have helped in the long run, because I always tell you, you get to college, you want to go do something different, right? You want to go somewhere. You want to experience something else. And so she left New Mexico for a while and came back. But whatever the reason is, I think this is such a big get. We don't talk a lot about Lobo basketball, especially Lobo women's recruits, but I think this is a pretty big one.
And they've done a good job in the backcourt. Mike Bradbury has a system that guards want to come play in, and it's evident with the freshman class. You look at the players that are coming in, not just this season, but next season's with this commitment. It's unofficial as of now in terms of the program being able to comment on Hannah Robbins. But you understand how St. John's got in there late, because Bill Ferreira, who's the assistant coach here at the University of New Mexico, just left to go to St. John. Just probably like, hey, there's a kid we could look at down in the Southwest. But it's one that I think it's that, and also the fact of what just happened the past year. So it's a chance to get away a little bit, but then with the uncertainty of not visiting campuses, of not being able to go on all these official visits, then you kind of fall back on what is familiar to you.
Well, she did make some visits. She did go to Long Beach State. She was here. I want to say San Jose State. I might be wrong on that. But she did make some visits, and the Twitter. This is one of the things where the Twitter is a wonderful thing, because you can see all the places that she did go and follow.
I'm sure in a normal recruiting cycle there'd be even more than that.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you, and there's some familiarity. I'm going to tell you, obviously, the pit and the support played it, and Hannah talked about that when she was on our show a few months ago. She talked about the support and playing in front of pit fans, and what women's basketball means here as opposed to many other places. I mean, one of the places she was looking at is San Jose State. Lobo women's basketball gets bigger crowds than the men's team does there, right? And I mean, I don't even think that's arguable. Long Beach State, beautiful place, wonderful place, but there's something about here, and she grew up with that. And JJ, they were successful last year. They're defending league champion, and I think when your program's having success, Danny Gonzalez has talked about the difference. I know you scoff at me sometimes when I talk about winning the last game of a year and going to 2-6 instead of 1-5 and what that means, but they won their last 2 games of the year, and Danny's talked about the momentum that built and the different narrative that he was able to go into living room.
Yeah, I think it's all about where you are.
Yeah.
If it's 2-6 year 4, no.
Right.
But year 1, and then especially in this case for Mike Bradbury, he has a strong track record of guards in his program already in his tenure. You look at Jalen De La Cerda, who's been there since day 1, her development as a player. She's coming back, landing the Duff sisters this past season, the class of freshmen that's coming in, that's guard heavy. It's a style of play that is very appealing to players. And if you're going to come to the University of New Mexico, you can develop at that position.
Yeah. Does she get a different nickname, or is she Rockin' Hannah Robbins?
I think she needs a different nickname.
I mean, the Rockin' Robbins thing is, it's an old song, right?
Yeah.
Tweedle-deedle-dee, tweedle-deedle-dee. I can't get that high. Rock in the treetops all night long. Rock.
I'm sure it will be mentioned, but I think she'll carve out her own.
Yeah, no, that's right. But I mean, Lord knows, maybe the voice of the Lady Lobos one day will be, and she's dropping them and just going, Robbins is rocking. Right,
rock in the pit.
Right.
Oh my!
Yeah, I mean, there might be that, but for I just think this is a big get. I just think it's a terrific get locally for Mike Bradbury. But I just what it does. I'm going to tell you, it's going to bring a few people in. I'm not going to tell you hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, but there's going to be a generation. Yeah, there you go. See? Jackson 5? Yeah. Back like before Michael went solo, right? That's like young, big, giant afroed Michael. Yeah, that's good. I think this is huge. So we've reached out to Hannah and to Rob, and we'd love to get her back in. But I think that's good. And for someone like you follow this team really closely. Obviously, being the play-by-play voice of that team, it's got to make you excited.
It definitely does. And also, you look at two-time Gatorade Player of the Year in New Mexico, Vinay Cumber, on the roster, Sandia High School, coming in. It's great that you can land that type of talent, local talent, especially the history that the Robbins family brings, and then you mix that in with all the other recruiting, and you got yourself a pretty excited team heading into next season.
Yeah. All right. Your take on Ty Lue. Fred says you're dead on. So I think you feel better now. But he said JJ hits it on the head with Ty Lue. He's a much better coach than I realized. And I responded. I said he's been terrific these whole playoffs. Lue is true. I think Ty Lue, it's sometimes hard in his position. Now, Phil Jackson, it took a while too, I think. Yeah, you got LeBron James. I can go out and coach LeBron James for a championship. Well, maybe not, right? Doug Collins couldn't get there with Michael Jordan. Phil Jackson came in and won a bunch there, and then came over. Well, he always had good players. Never won with bad players. And I think Ty Lue had a lot to prove probably when he got this job. He had Kawhi Leonard and he had Paul George, and he took over a team that disappointed in the playoffs, right? And took over for Doc Rivers, who's won a championship. I think Ty Lue has done a terrific job probably all year. But I think certainly in the playoffs. Well, Jeff, how could he have done such a great job? He's been down 0-2. Well, yeah, and they've come back from down 0-2. He's been shorthanded. I think the to your point, you said something earlier. Ty Lue's pushing the buttons, and the guys are going out and making it happen. Ty Lue can push all the buttons he wants. If players don't make plays, it doesn't matter, right?
But he also could push the wrong button.
Yeah.
Like, and just try to throw Boogie Cousins out there for 30 minutes. But that's not what works. It's like 10, 11 minutes. If you get 10 points every other game, or in this case, like 2 games in the series from Boogie Cousins, you're maxing out. But it's realizing I got to go in on Marcus Morris. He tightened the rotation. I think he played like 2 or 3 guys off the bench, barely any minutes. And it's just presenting that to your team, saying this is the cards we're dealt. You dropped some zone defensively out there in the first half, just those little things. Say, hey, this is what we're doing. And then you put those players in position to succeed. And I think Ty Lue has been fantastic throughout the postseason in getting everything out of his team. And then it's the reaction to everything that's happened. Being down 0-2, then the Kawhi injury, then Zubac. And you don't see the level drop from this team consistently. And yeah, they're down, but you look at the games they've lost outside of the Mavericks series, they're like 3 or 4 point games.
No, look. The reason every one of them is tight. Now they've won some tight games. Mm-hmm. They've got to win a few more. I think you and I both agree that the game was not stolen from them in Game 4, but opportunity was, right? Where they should have gotten an opportunity. That ball should have been theirs with 7 seconds to go down by 1. They're up by a point with 0.8 of a second to go in Game 3. The DeAndre Ayton lob? Yeah, Game 3. And that thing goes, I mean, that boom, boom. Like those two go the other way, we're done. right? We're done the other way. So I'm all in on the Ty Lue thing too. I think he's done a terrific job. All right, we're going to go a bunch of different places. We're going to get into Tom Brady's conversation on the shop, Scottie Pippen's conversation with Dan Patrick, where he basically called Phil Jackson a racist. Without calling him, I mean, pretty much straight up, right? So we're gonna go there. We're gonna get into some of the baseball. We had Stanley Cup action last night, and I'm gonna ask you: is it okay to throw your dog poop in your neighbor's trash can? Because I got an etiquette problem. Why'd you guys both look at me with the same look?
That's not something I was expecting to hear.
No, I forgot to put that on the run sheet today. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that.
I do like, though, you got the general surprise reaction from us.
Well, I just, yeah, I mean, I just, what's cool and what's not? Like, if your trash can's out on the street, is it public? Like if it's in your driveway, is it okay for someone to come up and just drop their bag of dog poop in your
I don't mind if my neighbors do that on trash day pickup.
On trash day, not on 6 days back, right?
No, walk, because usually the trash bins are like up by the garage door or something. You actually have to walk onto the property.
That's right.
But if they're out on the curb for pickup and the truck has not gone by
What if it's already gone by? Yeah, all right. Well, we got a conversation to have later. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Good to be out again, isn't it? Good to be moving, doing things. Maybe you've gone to a few ball games, a concert maybe, you're traveling. Good to be out and living and loving and just feeling good. Gentlemen, are you ready for all this? Are you feeling well? If you're not feeling like yourself, I suggest you call New Mail and take care of things. If you're dealing with some things that are really natural, things like fatigue or low T, erectile dysfunction, there's a place right here in Albuquerque that can help you feel better. New Mail's been a trailblazer in men's health for years. They will help you, but you've got to call them. They're not going to pick up a phone and call you. You have to call them. 505-652-1688. Or you can visit them at Newmail, that's NUMALE.com, and feel better. You know this, but I'm going to tell you again because, well, sometimes it just needs to be reiterated. Things like hair loss, weight gain, even ED happen as men age. There's a really good chance you're going to be affected. Nothing to be embarrassed about. In fact, the only thing to be ashamed of is if you don't do anything about it, especially when there's something to do. Do something. Call New Mail at 505-652-1688. New Mail's right here in Albuquerque. It's a comfortable process, but the best part about the whole thing is the results. The results are absolutely real. It works, and men all over the country are benefiting. Call New Mail at 505-652-1688 or visit them online at newmail.com and feel better.
Down I-4.
2-2, nobody out. 2 runs in. There's the pitch, and that's up the middle. No, right to Francois. Back to second for a double play. That's a good play by Francois. And 0-1 to Araceli Morales. There's the pitch. Morales swings, hits to Vela. What a catch by Vela in right field. Vela coming to her, running to her left and diving.
Let's see if it falls, and it looks like the catch was made, and indeed it was for the third out. Sprawling was Kayla Reed for the third out. What a play. Garcia prepares, deals, and she swings it. This one looks ding dong doink. Yabba dabba doo. Grand slam by Mia Flores. Four ribbies for Mia as she just unleashed on that softball.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of no-valent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems.
A great one. Well, it was great if you're a fan of the Tampa Bay Lightning, who, by the way, are the defending champions, just in case you don't know. 5-1, Nikita Kucherov, 2 goals and assists for the Lightning, who were terrific. Dominant. They're fast. Barry Melrose, after it was all done, kind of said it perfectly. He says they're just better skaters. They're just faster. They've got a team that can skate with Montreal, and they dominated possession all night long. And I kept checking in on the game and watching. I wanted it to be better than the basketball game because I was just in a hockey mood last night. But when it was 2-1 and all of a sudden it was 3-1, 4-1, and I'm like, all right, well, I'll check in on it. I know where it's going, but I'm going to watch the hoops. Tampa Bay is terrific. I told you going into the series, if you're into the story, if you're into the storybook ending in Montreal in a COVID year and they couldn't leave their country and they haven't been there since '93, then that's your team. If you're into who's the best team, then take Tampa Bay.
Yes, that was what it came down to. Montreal's a fantastic story. The run they went on the Western Conference was incredible. Or I don't even know if it's whatever
they call them. Well, I mean, whatever.
It's just because they're usually not there and they're playing whatever. The run they went on in the playoffs, down 3-1 to Toronto in the first series to then being in the Stanley Cup, it's fantastic. But the better team is still the Tampa Bay Lightning. Kucherov, this is his second game back. He's only going to continue to play better. They got goals from down on the depth chart, did the Lightning. That's who they are, from top to bottom, and they're a better team.
Yeah, and so they'll go game 2 again. It'll be down in Florida tomorrow. And I don't expect, I think this is in 5.
Lightning in 5.
Yeah,
sounds good.
That's kind of where I sit with this. I mean, I guess it could be a sweep. I think Montreal gets one when they go back home. I think there's going to be an electricity to it. The fact that the Canadians have not been to the final since 1993, there's something to that.
It's going to be 3,500 people in the building, and then
is that all it's going to be?
350,000 outside.
Is that what they're only letting 3,500 in, but they're not going to control anything that goes on outside?
It's going to be a riot around the building.
It's sometimes I get stunned by. All right, nobody can go inside, Bobcat. We got COVID, and nobody can go inside. So we're going to do 10% capacity or 50%, so 3,500. But put a couple 100,000 people outside.
Who's stopping them?
No, I got it. They're probably going to put the game up on the big screen outside. There'll be a plaza out there, right? And it's like what do they call it in Milwaukee, the Deer District. They keep showing me. That's what they're calling that little area where they go. But just pile them in, Bob. But I mean, it doesn't matter. COVID didn't happen outside.
No, the virus is very smart.
It's yeah, it just gets you inside. So that's where we are. I was I guess I just realized yesterday. You know, I haven't covered I say minor league, junior hockey in 25 years. JJ, I watched some really, like Brian Boucher, who's the analyst on NBC Sportsnet. Their coverage. He's the guy behind the glass. Boosh. They keep. I knew him back when he was 16, 17 years old, coming up as a goaltender for the Tri-City Americans, and I used to love following those guys. But didn't know Corey Price, the goaltender for the Canadians, was a former Tri-City American, so I got a little affection for him. But yeah, that's Tri-City Americans, baby.
Yeah, good team.
Oh, I'll tell you what. It's a terrific team, Tri-City Americans. I still have my I still have some Tri-City Americans gear. I'll bring some in.
I bet you do.
Yeah, no, I'll bring some in.
I got the boxes.
Yeah, I know exactly. I got a long sleeve. It's got some holes in it. All right, so that's where you are in the National Hockey League. Euros yesterday. Spain 5, Croatia 3, high scoring match, and then you had France. That was the one guarantee you gave me. France over Switzerland and.
Get in line.
Yeah, I know. Everybody went the other way, and then Switzerland wins 5-4 in penalty kicks and pulls the stunner.
2 goals in the final 10 minutes. France was up 3-1. Switzerland pulls 2 back. Just a ridiculous collapse. And this France team is up there with most disappointing performances you've ever seen. There's no reason they should be bowing out to Switzerland in the round of 16. The attacking talent that they have, you see Karim Benzema, his first goal, that touch and finish was unbelievable. Mbappe was MIA. He's going to have a lot to deal with. But I think, too, is some of the setup and the way they were used. But Switzerland went a little LA Clippers on them. Never say die, did not quit. And then in PKs, Mbappe stepping up. Swiss had already put 5 past the keeper. Stop until that very moment. Wasn't the best kick. Jan Sommer stepped up, sending Switzerland into the next round. And the defending World Cup champions, the French, home sadly.
And Mbappe was one with the miss in the shootout. I was this is a pretty big deal. I was on a Zoom call. So it was I think it was a 2:30 Zoom call. I think it was 2:00, and there was an hour scheduled, and it was with it was a programming call, an ESPN call. Our whole department was on it, and the head of the department and going through, it was kind of a senior management call, and right around about 5 minutes to 3, Burke says, "All right, I'm going to let everybody go. I'm told the game is in extra time, so everybody go watch. Let's just go watch." That's I work for ESPN. He's like, "All right, the match is in extra time. Let's end the call. Everybody, let's go watch the end of this and enjoy it. We'll see you next week on the call."
Check it out.
Yeah, that's kind of the atmosphere for the company, the other company for which I work. How about that? That's all right. Go watch the end of the soccer.
Meeting's over. Extra time.
Put more eyeballs on.
Goals were outrageous for France.
Yeah.
Benzema's first one, and then he scores his second one 2 minutes later. So it was a 1-0 game. And this is how crazy it was. It was 1-0 Switzerland. They had a PK to go up 2-0. It was saved by Hugo Lloris. And they're like, oh no, is that the turning point? And then yes, it was. Just a few minutes later, back-to-back goals. It's 2-1. And then it's 3-1 after Pogba in the 75th minute. Just an absolute golazo on him. And you're like, oh, sports are so rude. Switzerland was sitting there, could be up 2-0. Now they're down 3-1 in 81st minute, 90th minute goals.
I thought
oh my goodness.
I thought the PK they missed was ball don't lie. I thought he was tackled outside the box. I thought it was clean.
Well, I thought it was a foul, but I
thought it was a foul, but it was outside the box.
Yeah, I didn't think it was in the box.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a PK. It should have been a free kick right outside. It would have been dangerous, but to me that was kind of a ball don't lie moment. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like I don't know that should be that. All right, get into the Scottie Pippen stuff. Was Scottie Pippen always this bitter?
There's a lot. Well, it's easy to say. There's a lot here that it's more than just bad comments from Scotty.
So we'll get into what he had to say on the Dan Patrick show about Phil Jackson, race, that stuff. Tom Brady has been talkative. Tom Brady's been more talkative this offseason than he has in his whole career. He said more of substance in the last 3 months than he has in the last 21 years.
Living his best life.
He absolutely is. So we'll do all that. And I'm going to ask you the question at some point. Is it okay to walk on someone's property and drop your bag dog poop in their garbage can? Bob says if it's on garbage pickup day,
there's a lot of factors that go into it.
It gets hot and stinky, man.
Yeah.
Like stay off my property and stop dropping your dog poop in my can is kind of where I'm going with this whole thing.
Well, if the trash trucks haven't gone by yet and it's out on the curb, it's okay.
Well, so yesterday was trash day. I don't have time to get into this now. Then you're going to give me that look, and then you're going to say we're late, and then you started it, and so let's break. We'll go.
I got to have some fun in life.
I know, but you can't have it now because then you're going to give me that look, and that's not fun for me. But I appreciate the salt. Thank you.
Don't be salty. Get your workout in. F45 Functional Fitness, just 45 minutes. And the thing that jumps out. When you think about F45 training, you're always going to get your workout in. When you book your class, you have your spot, your 45 minutes is locked in, you're going to get a fantastic workout. If you just show up to the gym, you have to keep your fingers crossed. You have to have a plan A, B, C, and D. What if you go in going, all right, it's leg day, then all the leg machines are taken? What if you want to do chest work? All the benches, everyone just thinking it's chest day 24/7. With F45 training, you book your class, you're getting your workout in. You're not going to have to wait on machines. You're not going to have to get in line. When you book your class time, your spot is secure. You get your fantastic workout in. You put in your 45 minutes, then you're on with the rest of your day. What is F45 training? It's full body functional fitness, high intensity interval training. You're going to hit strength, cardio, stamina, endurance, you name it. The programs they have throughout the week will hit you in multiple ways. So check them out at f45training.com. Download the F45 app today to take a look at the schedule of classes available at the Northeast Heights location, and also sign up for your 7-day free trial. Get in and get going with F45 Training. F45training.com, F45 app, team training, life-changing. I'll see you at F45.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Extreme Clean is a proud sponsor and supporter of ProView Networks and all high school sports athletics. Owner Mike McLean and Extreme Clean specialize in carpet cleaning for apartment, realty, business, and residential clients. With over 20 years experience, attention to detail and quality customer service matters. For more information, give them a call, 505-221-6440, Extreme Clean.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120-volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
NMDOT reminds you to toss no mas. 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Sports Animal.
All right, we're going to get into Scottie Pippen and what he had to say to Dan Patrick at the top of the hour. But it's just to tee you up a little bit, it's interesting. We'll have a conversation on it. It's going back to, what year was that Kukoc thing? I mean, forever ago?
94.
All right. Where Michael Jordan was playing baseball. And Scottie had just missed 2 shots, I think. I know. And they drew up a play for Tony Kukoc to use, and I say they, Phil Jackson did, and to use Scottie Pippen as a decoy, and Kukoc made the shot, and Pippen obviously to this day is still angry about it. And this was the first time I've heard him accuse Phil Jackson of being a racist, or at least racist reasoning for making that call to go to Scottie Kukoc. Have you ever heard that before?
No.
And there's been plenty of opportunity. There's been plenty of microphones in front of Scottie Pippen over the years. So we're going to get into that when we have some time at the top of the hour instead of the short segments. So I will go here. All right, so I'm asking this question. We'll keep it open all day because I'm just trying to decide, do I have the right to just be cranky about it? So I keep my trash cans next to the garage. And I live, Bob, at the kind of, a lot of dogs walk up. I live in the foothills, and it's at the base of a trailhead. And so the stairs you come down, I'm like kind of the second house off of the trail. And so people it's great that they're picking up their dog poop, and they see a trash can, and they think it's a public, I don't know, they obviously, to your point, they come on my property, and they have to put their poop in my trash can, and it stinks, and it sits there and festers all week. Yesterday's trash day. So I got home last night. I didn't get home till after 8 o'clock last night. The wind had blown over the trash cans, so they're empty, and it just reminded me, because it happens all the time. There's poop and water because it rains, so I kind of emptied the water and I pick up the dog poop and put it back in my trash can. So I guess it's different when they're walking by. They were on the street. They didn't have to walk on my property to dump it in my trash can that'll now sit there till next Monday. But is that cool to just go on someone's property and put your bag of dog crap in someone's trash can?
Not if you have to walk onto the property.
Okay, so yesterday was fine because it was on the street. I hadn't picked up my trash can yet.
Okay.
That is what you're telling me.
Well,
he's telling you if it's on the street and the trash hasn't been picked up yet.
Thank
you. And if you're just walking by, you drop it in, trash man comes, picks it up, dumps it, move on.
And
Put it in an
it's not in
empty
your
trash can.
Yeah, go ahead.
No. Or walking on your property, no. Because to your point, that stinks.
Yeah, it's nasty, dude. Especially when it's this hot out.
Yeah.
All right.
It's hot.
Like I got it, man. You got to carry your dog poop home in your little bag, and that's cool. And you got it in your little bag, and it's
walking your dog.
It's part of walking your dog, right? Stay off my property. Don't put your crap in my can.
Yeah. Well, now I've seen, not in my neighborhood, but I have seen some people that have put locks on their trash cans.
I mean, I can go there. I just
you could.
That's one that, to your point, it smells, and if it has to sit there for a week in the heat, no, that's not right.
Yeah.
If it's trash day, it's out, hasn't been picked up.
I'm down.
Okay.
All right, there's a bunch of trash cans.
It's coming. It's not going to sit there in my trash can for a week.
All right.
Okay.
So for yesterday, it was cool for the guy, the lady, whoever died. I don't know. I guess
no,
I'll look at my
not
camera.
if it was empty.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
And they don't have a public trash can at the trailhead?
No, there's not a trash can at the base. There's steps. There's steps at the base of the trailhead to walk up there, and there's not a trash can there. I guess that would probably
Might
solve
need to bring it up.
No, should I bring that up at the homeowners?
Yes, you should.
Association meeting.
I'm paying these fees. I don't need poop in my trash can.
I don't think we're paying any fees, but I guess putting a trash can there. I guess I could call the city. I've never called the city about anything, by the way. See my neighbor's tree who's banging on my daughter's
poop
window.
in my trash can. I don't own a dog.
Hey, here's another one. So a neighbor, it's his tree, but it reaches over the property line. It's banging on my kid's window.
Your neighbor has to deal with it.
Who's responsible? But it's on, like, it crossed over the property line. So that part of it is on my property.
It's his tree.
It's his tree,
I have to
right?
deal with my tree. I have like the biggest tree in the neighborhood.
How about this? So you know what the guy did? He doesn't cut his tree, but he just sold the house. But he cut part of his tree, and to add insult, he didn't cut the part that's banging on my house. He cut other parts and dropped it like the limbs into my yard.
Oh, I'm throwing it back over. We're going to war with that neighbor.
I'm with JJ on that, and check with your homeowners association. But I think that if it's over the property line,
it's
you
mine.
can cut it.
Yeah, I can. But it's at my expense.
The principality.
I'll bring you the chainsaw.
Dude, it's way up there. Like, it's a big old tree. This is Paul Bunyan stuff now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not you and your little knife out there.
I'm taking all the branches.
Yeah.
And I'm dumping them
back over
in front of his door or garage.
Yeah.
That you deal with.
Now that he just sold his house. Dan, what's up, man?
Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Daniel.
AJ, Bobcat. Okay, let me chime in on this.
Mm-hmm.
Was that poop in a proper was it in a bag?
Yeah, it was in a little bag tied up, all nice and neat in his little bag. Yeah, but it still stinks when it sits in your trash can in the heat for 5-6 days.
Jeff, so you know what? I have big dogs. Well, I raise Siberian Huskies.
All right. So you
and I will say right now that it is 100% uncool to put your dog's excrement into someone else's receptacle.
All right, that's what I thought.
100%, because if you're gonna own dogs and you're gonna be a responsible dog owner, discard your own dog's poop in your receptacle, not your neighbor's, not public trash can. Okay, because they're expected for you to use that. But your neighbors, come on. A bag of trash from inside the day of trash day is one thing. A bag of dog poop? Come on now.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's Chihuahua or Bull Mastiff. It's just not cool.
Right.
That's me. That's my take.
I appreciate you. Thank you, Daniel.
And on the branch,
yeah,
Jeff.
Yeah.
If you need me to come and bring my boys over there,
I do.
Take that branch down. You just give me a call off there. We'll come and take care of it. We'll put it nice and neat and soft on the neighbor's side of property.
Call me later. I'm going to hire your boys. I will. Yeah.
Call me.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, Jeff.
Later. All right. Yes. It just bangs on my daughter's window up there, like right there. It's in fact, when I told you my alarm went off when I was out of town a couple weeks ago and IPS had to go by. My neighbor came by. She's like, well, I want to make sure there wasn't broken. I thought that branch had gone through her window up there because it was super windy that night.
Well, if it's that bad, yeah, you need to get it taken care of.
Yeah, just drop it in his yard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Get a couple of 16-year-olds to climb up. No, I'll hire Dan's guys. Okay. I got no problem. I mean, if I'm gonna have to pay for it, you guys should at least
be a better neighbor.
That's all.
Come on.
Well, you said the house was just sold too.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get new neighbors, but whatever. I want that thing gone. But yeah, all right. So we've decided if you want to drop your like your Big Mac and your empty McDonald's bag, but don't come on my property, right? I mean, is the deal?
Yeah.
Because I do. My garbage cans are at the top of the driveway next to the garage. So
I got an idea.
What?
Turn them around.
Well, they are. They're facing
the front of it is facing.
Yeah, the handles are facing out. Yeah, the front. They will not face the garage door, but facing the wall.
But so they're still having to lift up the lid right next to the garage door.
Right next to it. I got the blue one close to the street, and then the garbage cans closest. So they got to go around the blue one, go to it, come on, lift it up, and drop their stinky dog dung in there. Yeah. Yeah, and then I go put my garbage out there. I'm like, oh, damn, garbage stinks anyway. Like, I get it.
Does.
Garbage stinks, but I don't need to smell the whole neighbor's
animal waste.
This has been happening for years. I've been meaning to bring this up on the show for a long, long time.
Finally just got to you.
Yeah, well, yesterday it did. Like when I emptied the rainwater out, and there's 2 bags of dog poop that I got to pick up and put back in my trash can. I don't even have a dog.
Oh.
And I love dogs. I just travel too much. That's the reason I don't have one.
I understand.
But it just, all right. I just needed the affirmation that I wasn't wrong in this thing.
No.
All right. What time are we breaking? Feels like we're late on this.
We are.
All right. Well, then we'll come back and we'll talk about Scottie Pippen's thing. 505-246-0610. Speaking of poop, says this email. They brought up the house of Strauss and you. I'll read it to you when we come back. It pertains to you and poop and Eric. It's the opening drive by 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Here's a 1-2. That's lifted, well hit into the gap. This might clear the bases. It's going to bounce off the wall, and it will clear the bases. A bases clearing double off the bat of Nico Barella. Got the glove on it. Squeezes for a second. That's tapped on the ground. Might be academic. They'll flip it to first in time for the double play ball. Huge lead. There's the pitch. It's low. Runner going on a delayed steal, and he's going to be out at second. One, two. The runner moving. It's pulled down the line. This might be trouble, and it's a fair ball. Sandoval coming around. Coach Pineda going to send him to the plate. Here comes the tying run, and he scores. Sandoval. The throw gets away. Cooper will go to second base, and we're all tied at 6 as Sandoval scampers in. Hit so far. That ball is driven deep to right center field, and it's gone. Second home run of the inning for the Cougars. They've got 5 runs in, and Siembieda has come roaring back here at the top of the 3rd inning. 2-run home run for Jalen Montez. Long look in, there's a pitch. That's in the air. In shallow right. Very aggressive as Gerard Pineda will have a play at the plate. Oh, what a hose in right. The ball was waiting for him as he came home, and he was dead to rights. 2-2, nobody out. 2 runs in. There's the pitch, and that's up the middle. No, right to Francois. Back to second for a double play. That's a good play by Francois. 0-1 to Araceli Morales. There's the pitch. Morales swings, hits to Vela. What a catch by Vela in right field. Vela coming to her, running to her left and diving.
Let's see if it falls, and it looks like the catch was made, and indeed it was for the 3rd out. Sprawling was Kayla Reed for the 3rd out. What a play. Garcia prepares, deals, and she swings it. This one looks ding dong doink. Yabba dabba doo. Grand slam by Mia Flores. Four ribbies for Mia as she just unleashed on that softball.
615-504-7575, or look at them online, allinautographs.com.
Pepsi and Allsups are giving you a free chance.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of no-valent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsINC.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
All right, it's on me, says Dan. He says Jeffrey, Juan Jose, and regresando gato Roberto. I guess if you don't want to deal with the riffraff that hang out at walking trails and don't own a house, buy one. I used to live next to a mailbox cluster, and you wouldn't believe the crap I had to deal with. Folks taking shortcuts to get to their box. Never again will I live near one. I don't live like right at the mouth of one.
No,
I live
you
like,
don't.
2 houses down the street. Like, it's not right there at the trailhead. Right? You've been.
No, that's on people.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, all right. Todd says, replying to Tilly, for the love of God, please no shirtless JJ on ProView. All right.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. JJ's been working out, man. I'm just
not that bad.
All right. We gotta get into this. It teased us a little bit, and so I want to give this to you. And Ralph says, "Hey, you teased this, and then you're talking about poop. What the hell's going on with this award-winning radio show?" All right, and then I guess the surf's not very good this morning, by the way. He said, we were promised the talk, and it's been surpassed by tree manicuring. Surf is smaller and drained out by super low tide. Mid-morning will be the call if you're surfing North County this morning. All right, Scottie Pippen, Hall of Famer, great basketball player, won rings. So 94, I don't even know why this came. I guess Scottie put this out somewhere, and Dan Patrick had him on his show the other day. Yes.
So here's what's going on with Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, hit me.
He's got a book coming out.
All right.
He's endorsing a bourbon, and
I see the
just
bourbon
did a GQ interview where a lot of this stuff came from.
All right, so that's where this is in the GQ interview, and it's in the book. And so the clip you're going to hear here is coming off of, they're talking about the 94 playoffs. Michael Jordan's playing baseball for the Birmingham Barons. Scottie Pippen's the guy. And Scottie just missed 2 shots. He didn't talk about that. But they go into the huddle, and Phil Jackson draws up a play for Pippen inbound the ball to Tony Kukoc, and Kukoc was going to take the shot. Kukoc, the rookie from Europe. And Scottie Pippen said, "I'll bleep this," and he didn't go in. Remember, it's infamous. He didn't go in the game. I'm not doing that mess. So here's the conversation that Dan Patrick had. This is courtesy of the Dan Patrick show yesterday with Scottie Pippen.
So, I mean, if you knew that Scottie Pippen had been with the Bulls from '87, battled through the Pistons and every other team that we had to get to those 3 championships, wouldn't you give Scottie Pippen one opportunity to get a last-second shot without Michael Jordan? Like, 1 year without Michael Jordan. Can I get one shot? Like, I'm doing all the dirty work.
But all of that I understand from the basketball standpoint. But when you say a racial move...
Well, why would Tony, who was a rookie, get the last-second shot and you put me out of bounds? That's what I mean, racial. Like, that was Scottie Pippen's team.
But
Scottie
Phil
Pippen was on pace to be an MVP that year, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why would you put him in a position not to be successful? Why wouldn't you put him in a position to succeed? Michael Jordan is not there. So who's next in line for you?
But have you talked to Phil about this? Because by saying a racial move, then you're calling Phil a racist.
I don't got a problem with that.
Do you think Phil was or is?
Oh, yeah. I mean, do you remember Phil Jackson left the Lakers, wrote a book on Kobe Bryant, and then came back and coached him? I mean, who would do that? You name someone in professional sports that would do that, you know? I think he tried to expose Kobe in a way that he shouldn't have. You're the head coach, and you're the guy that sits in the locker room and tells the players, this is a circle, and everything stays within the circle, because that's what team is about. But you as the head coach, open it up, and now you go out and you try to belittle, at that time, probably one of the greatest players in the game.
Well, it feels like he's disloyal. I don't know if that makes him a racist.
Well, that's your way of putting it out, and I have my way. I was in the locker room with him. I was in practices with him. All right.
So that's kind of where that's going. It's just loaded, right? It's just loaded. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's true, it's not true, because I sure as heck was in the locker room. Those are tremendous allegations, and I mean, Scottie Pippen flat out said, "Yeah, I don't have a problem with that." Like Dan Patrick said, "You're calling him a racist," and he says, "Yeah, no, I don't have a problem with that." I guess Phil will respond at some point here in the next day or two. You're going to hear the conversation about Phil. What was it, 4 years ago, when he used the word posse to refer to LeBron James's group of associates with whom he rolls. This is loaded. I guess I need more. Just because he called a play for another guy, and that guy happened to be white. I guess I need more than that to say Phil Jackson's racist. If Phil Jackson is racist, it's pretty hard for me to see how he made it so many years coaching in a league where he was coaching predominantly African-American men.
There would be more than just Scottie Pippen to add to this conversation.
Now, maybe there will be over the next few days.
And we'll see. But it is hard for me to buy in that Phil Jackson is a racist because a final play wasn't drawn up for you.
27 years later, Scottie's still holding this. And obviously this is something that's bothered Scotty for 27 years. Dan asked him about the play that was the Steve Kerr shot. And he said, well, I mean, Phil drew up a play for Steve Kerr. And Scotty says, no. And he said, I watched the what was the documentary called?
The Last Dance.
The Last Dance. And Michael said, if you're open, I'm going to get it to you. It was drawn up that way. And Scotty says those cameras were there for Michael Jordan. They weren't there for the Bulls. Michael was talking to the camera. Michael knew what he was doing. Michael was doing this so he kind of took a shot at Michael too. I'm just really struggling. Scottie Pippen had missed 2 shots prior.
Yeah, the Scottie Pippen conversation about Jordan, I'll listen to that. I can believe that in the narrative. The Last Dance, that was all controlled by Jordan. Okay. So you're talking about what it was like during that time being on that team, and then other stuff. I'll listen. This stuff, you can't throw out one thing like that and have nothing else to back it up. How does that make Phil Jackson a racist because that last shot didn't go to you in that specific moment of the game? And I think there's a lot of frustration there with Scottie Pippen, I'm sure, about even where he views himself, because there was when they did the top 50, wasn't Scottie voted a top 50 player of all time at that time?
Yes.
But it's Michael Jordan. You're going to be living in that shadow forever. And I'm sure that just internally for the competitor, Scottie Pippen has a lot to deal with. This is one immediately, I was right there with you. I'm like, what is wrong with Scottie Pippen? And then I did see some people say, well, it's wrong. I think it's wrong what Scottie did to just throw a last-second shot out there and say that's why Phil Jackson's a racist. That's wrong. If you don't have anything else, and that's the one thing you go to. But so it doesn't excuse this, but Scottie lost his oldest son in April. So he looks like someone that is still going through a lot and is not in a good place right now.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I do, and I remember when that went down, and I've always actually kind of liked Scottie Pippen, and I haven't just turned and say, I dislike Scottie Pippen. It feels so easy, and even more so today, to use the race card and go to the race card. And I guess I'm struggling a little bit accepting the conversation 27 years later that now he's a racist. I get it. You wanted that ball in your hands. I get it. You deserved, in your mind, to take that shot. He just laid it out for you. I'm the one doing all the dirty work. I've been here for all these years. Michael Jordan's not here. It's my team. Although he was speaking in the third person. Give me the damn ball, right? That's what Keyshawn's saying, right? I heard Keyshawn Johnson one time tell a story about, there was a game against, I don't know who it was. They're down, last play of the game. They said Keyshawn wide, and they called they used him as a decoy. And the play was called for Wayne Corbett. Remember Wayne Corbett? Smaller, slot, Caucasian receiver. And he said it worked, except for the pass was high and it was incomplete. But I drew 3 guys, and Wayne Corbett was open. The pass was high, but it was the right. It worked. Bill Parcells called it. But I don't recall Keyshawn saying they were trying to raise up the white guy there. Now, look, maybe that was why Phil Jackson did it. Because he was trying to raise. That's what Scotty's saying. He was trying to raise the profile of the Caucasian. It's hard to sit here 27 years later, and hear that with no backing. I mean, somebody else in that locker room is gonna have to come out and say, "Oh yeah, Phil, like Steve Kerr and John Paxson and Bill Wennington and Luke Longley and Tony Kukoc better than he liked us." I don't know. Phil Jackson made a career. A long, successful career.
Well, and then especially seeing Phil in the 90s and the early 2000s. If it's not crazy to think it could happen for a coach, because we can just run down the list of probably things that have happened.
Okay.
Our coach is coaching black players and wasn't a great person. But I think and Dan Patrick tried to give Scotty, so many opportunities.
Here's your out. Here's your out. Yeah.
Okay, so you're talking about maybe trust issues and what happened with writing a book and then coming back, putting Kobe on blast. But what does that have to do with racism?
Yeah. And to the best of my knowledge, Phil and Kobe were pretty good at the end, right? Ooh, she even brought you a coffee? Dang. Is that why Tilly was listening to the show? She was in the car over here bringing you your stuff that you forgot?
Yeah.
Your chainsaw and your ladder?
Brought on my work stuff so after the show I can cut down some trees.
All right. Keep your shirt on. Ben, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, Ben. Oh, Ben. All right, go ahead.
Hey, listen, I turned on 610, the Sports Animal today, and it sounded like divorce court.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I couldn't get over this.
Yeah.
This guy's talking like the ex-wife talking here.
That was his real wife. That was his current
He had
wife.
a secret this. He was doing this with this other guy. What is this?
It's his current
and let me
wife.
tell you something about Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan made everybody on that team better.
Yep.
When Scottie Pippen left the ball, he was an average ball player. When Steve Kerr left to San Antonio, he was an average ball player.
Rings.
Okay? They had Bill Cartwright and Luke Longley from the University of New Mexico made him better. They never skipped a beat. No matter what personnel was on.
All right. But Ben's phone cut out. You know, I wanted to hear Ben's call, but all I heard was a call that dropped. And Bob's happy about it because Ben, call back if you got a connection. We'll continue this conversation. By the way, that was his current wife. It's the opening drive.
What is this?
It's the opening drive.
Take, have a good phone line, bro.
95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Extreme Clean is a proud sponsor and supporter of ProView Networks and all high school sports athletics. Owner Mike McLean and Extreme Clean specialize in carpet cleaning for apartment, realty, business, and residential clients. With over 20 years experience, attention to detail and quality customer service matters. For more information, give them a call, 505-221-6440, Extreme Clean.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog! Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120 volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm
Animal. Beef?
What's for dinner?
What have I done to create a beef? I've done nothing. It's kind of weird. 505-246-0610 if you got a beef. Oh, wait, that's another show. Or is it?
We don't have that segment.
Todd says Pippen, Tony Kukoc was not a rookie. Remember, he played pro ball for years in Europe before he was recruited by the Bulls. Well, yeah, but he was a rookie in the NBA. I mean, technically, he was an NBA rookie. It's just a bizarre tirade. And I was thinking about this since you said it. You know, Tony Kukoc lost his son in April, and he's still grieving. Scottie Pippen. Talking about Tony Kukoc. And that's I got it. Does that?
It doesn't excuse the fact.
Yeah.
But watching that interview with Dan Patrick, it does not feel like Scottie Pippen is in the right headspace right now. Like, it's one thing to be frustrated about a moment, but then to equate that with Phil Jackson being racist, I don't see that. Now, I thought Ben, previous caller, was pushing on to something about Scottie Pippen being an average player. I think he was still an above average guy, but we're talking about being in the shadow of the greatest player of all time. The dude that's winning every argument these days when it comes to best player. 6-0 in the NBA Finals. What he did. And Scottie Pippen was an integral part of that. But I think for any competitor, that's probably still frustrating even for Scottie to always be the Robin, but that's who he is in his career.
Well, I mean, that's just how it's going to be. And
it doesn't mean Phil Jackson's a racist. I don't see how that...
But Michael wasn't there at that point.
But I don't see how 2 + 2 = 4 in this equation for what Pippen's trying to get at.
Yeah, I'm looking for a box score of that game. I'm just kind of curious who was shooting well in that game. Was it game 3? I don't know. I'll find it at some point. The race card just concerns me in this situation because it's so toxic, and it's so damaging. And now look, I'm not telling you if it's real, then it shouldn't be hidden. Everything in me tells me If Phil Jackson was racist, we'd have heard this a long time before now. That's and you know, where Dan Patrick was going, to your point, giving Scotty kind of every out he could give him. And Scotty didn't want an out. Scotty was doubling down and tripling down and quadrupling down. But don't you believe that if Phil Jackson was racist and that's kind of who he was, wouldn't it have come out before now? Wouldn't somebody have said something somewhere? Phil Jackson's not bulletproof.
He's not.
Wouldn't Michael Jordan, you played Michael Jackson earlier. Wouldn't Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or Randy Brown or Robert Horry or I mean, I'm just throwing names of players who played over the years in different eras of Phil Jackson. Smush Parker. Wouldn't somebody have said something along the way? The only thing you heard, I bet, and this is the only thing I heard, and maybe I'm wrong, was when he was with the Knicks 3-4 years ago and used the word posse in reference to the group with whom LeBron James rolls with his business associates, right? Maverick Carter and those guys. And I don't think, and I still don't, I mean, think that was intended to be, I think that was just his language at that time.
I think old man, old term.
Yeah.
Wasn't greatest.
And that's where. So how does Scotty come out looking good on this? He did a GQ article. He's got a book coming out. He's selling bourbon. I mean, is this just Scotty trying to be relevant? Look at me, buy my stuff?
There's a lot of ways to be relevant if you're Scottie Pippen that doesn't involve accusing Phil Jackson of being a racist because you didn't get a final shot.
It would seem that way to me. Yeah. Yeah, it would see that way to me. I'm struggling with it, but I'm listening, to different points of view on it if you've got it. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610.
Don't let fitness be a struggle in your life. F45 functional training, just 45 minutes. You can get a fantastic workout in. We're talking strength training, cardio work, you name it. The new program they dropped a couple weeks ago. I love the balance and the different routines they have. What I like about F45 is you don't have to have plan B, plan C, plan D. Sometimes when you show up to the gym and you keep your fingers crossed that the machines are open, there's not going to be a long wait to get things in. When you go to F45, you book your class so the classes do not overfill. You have your spot secured so you know that the time you select, you're going to be able to get your workout in, high-intensity training in just 45 minutes. So check them out at f45training.com. Download the F45 app today so you can take a look at the schedule of classes. Classes are available 7 days a week. What suits you best at the Northeast Heights location. You can also sign up for your 7-day free trial on the app. So you guarantee when you book your class, you're going to get your workout in and not have to show up hoping, hey, I want to get some chest work in today and be left with a couple machines and maybe some leg extensions. Not the case with F45. High-intensity interval training, fast, fun, and results-driven. So check them out at f45training.com. Download the F45 app today. Team training, life-changing. I'll see you at F45.
Discover matches all the
broken hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Here's a 1-2. That's lifted, well hit into the gap. This might clear the bases. It's going to bounce off the wall, and it will clear the bases. A bases clearing double off the bat of Nico Barella.
Got the glove on it. Squeezes for a second. That's tapped on the ground. Might be academic. They'll flip it to first in time for the double play ball. huge lead. There's the pitch. It's low. Runner going on a delayed steal, and he's going to be out at second. 1-2. The runner moving. It's pulled down the line. This might be trouble, and it's a fair ball. Sandoval coming around. Coach Pineda going to send him to the plate. Here comes the tying run, and he scores. Sandoval. The throw gets away. Cooper will go to second base, and we're all tied at 6 as Sandoval scampers in.
Hit so far. That ball is driven deep to right center field, and it's gone. Second home run of the inning for the Cougars. They've got 5 runs in, and Siembieda has come roaring back here at the top of the 3rd inning. 2-run home run for Jalen Montez.
Long look in. There's a pitch. That's in the air. In shallow right. Very aggressive as Gerard Pineda will have a play at the plate. Oh, what a hose in right. The ball was waiting for him as he came home, and he was dead to rights.
2-2, nobody out. 2 runs in. There's the pitch, and that's up the middle. No, right to Francois. Back to second for a double play. That's a good play by Francois. 0-1 to Araceli Morales. There's the pitch. Morales swings, hits to Vela. What a catch by Vela in right field. Vela coming to her, running to her left and diving.
Let's see if it falls, and it looks like the catch was made, and indeed it was for the 3rd out. Sprawling was Kayla Reed for the 3rd out. What a play. Garcia prepares, deals, and she swings it. This one looks ding dong doink. Yabba dabba doo. Grand slam by Mia Flores. Four ribbies for Mia as she just unleashed on that softball.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're #1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
The Phoenix Suns in the Valley. Paul George, 41, 13, and 6 to lead L.A. back to Staples Center for Game 6. And the Clippers are still alive. Nikita Kucherov, 2 goals and an assist. Lightning beat the Canadiens. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final last night down in Florida. 5-1 was the final. 1-0 is the series. Game 2 in Tampa tomorrow night. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda, J.J. Buck. I got the text yesterday. We remember we were talking about cash and where do you use cash. And then Bobcat brought me some smoked salt today. And he took 10. You weren't here yesterday. You were on the big league assignment yesterday.
Yes, and I will be next Monday.
Yeah, and use of cash. Who uses cash? Does anybody have cash? And is cash no longer? And somebody sent me the text yesterday. JJ said, speaking of no cash in hand, the new Resorts World Casino that just opened up in Las Vegas is a cash-free establishment. Apparently, they use all plastic and crypto cash. Okay. So your winnings are paid in, they just transfer the funds. Okay. That's where it's going, man.
Yeah.
Who uses cash anymore? Me and Bob just did. I gave him $10 for a little thing of salt.
Price of salt going up.
Well, it is hickory smoked.
Oh, there's no doubt. I appreciate all the hickory smoked salt you've introduced me to, and it flavors my food in the morning.
Yeah.
Hickory smoked salt.
Put it on a burger.
Okay. I will do that. I promise I will. All right, 505-246-0610. That is the Kwan's Auto Care hotline. It is also the NMDOT text line. Hannah Robbins, the daughter of former Lobo great basketball player Rob Robbins, yesterday via social media committed to be a Lobo. JJ, you and I both think that's a pretty big deal for the University of New Mexico.
I think that's a great deal for Mike Bradbury. And UNM, and of course Lobo fans having that connections and to see the career that Hannah Robbins can now carve out for herself as she goes into her senior year of high school this year. And it's a credit to what Bradbury has done with the system. Guards want to come play at the University of New Mexico. They've seen improvement with players in the backcourt. The style of play is very appealing. And it's easy to think that would be a decision, but not so fast. Just because her dad played here, there's the challenges that you have to navigate as well. Is kind of the shadow of it all. Do you want to do the exact same thing? I think when it's all said and done, we get the opportunity to talk with her again and her family. You bring it up. You brought it up earlier, the fact that when you make a decision to go to college, sometimes you want the change. Yeah. You want to go away. Yeah. And I think this was one that worked out in terms of, they went to Arizona. Mm-hmm. She's getting a chance to play there, have the different experiences with her prep career and high school career, but then also with some of the uncertainty where she didn't get as many official visits as I'm sure she could have in a normal year. You brought up some of the places that she did go, but then it was a sense of this is still comfortable, and given the fact everything that's gone on, let's go here.
I wonder, and we will get to talk to Hannah at some point again. The fact that she was from here, the family moved to Arizona. She played high school there, but has a taste of what the pit is. Certainly has heard about, her dad's glory days were before she was born. But I believe it's so hard to keep athletes home sometimes because you want to go away to college, right? I mean, you hit 17, the world's your oyster. You want to go do something different no matter who you are, right? Whether you're an athlete, whether you're a math major, whatever it is, a lot of people. And if you got the opportunity to go to UC Santa Barbara or Long Beach State or St. John's or New Mexico, whatever, and the fact that she went away, she lived in Arizona, this is like going away, but going away to some familiarity, right? I'm sure there's still some family. I promise you there's friends. And it just feels like that might have been the best thing in the recruiting process that happened to Mike Bradbury is that the family moved away for a while and she got away and now she is basically doing something different, but yet familiar, yet that she knows is really cool and successful and fun and the opportunities like there is nowhere else. There's not a lot of places for women's basketball like the University of New Mexico, No, I think it's a terrific opportunity for her, and good job by Mike going out and getting it done. I think Lobo fans are thrilled about this one. right, we're going to reset for you. I'm going to get into Tom Brady a little bit. Boy, Tommy's been talking. Tommy has said more in this offseason, I think, in the last 21 years. And why not? He wants to be like Marshawn. Doesn't everybody? It's the opening drive. Bobcats producing. Aaron on the TV side. Is that Alden back there? I think I see an Alden back there.
I think that's Mr. Davis.
That's Steve Davis. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Center.
DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of no-valent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsINC.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Extreme Clean is a proud sponsor and supporter of ProView Networks and all high school sports athletics. Owner Mike McLean and Extreme Clean specialize in carpet cleaning for apartment, realty, business, and residential clients. With over 20 years experience, attention to detail and quality customer service matters. For more information, give them a call, 505-221-6440, Extreme Clean.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120-volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7.
To come back with the Clippers, been there, done that. Another victory last night. It's like The Undertaker just rising from the coffin game after game. Clippers did it again.
Playoff P. You like playoff P and pandemic P are pretty. I don't know. They're pretty P today this year. They're kind of.
They're vastly different players.
Yeah.
Playoff P. Want them all in on.
Legit. The playoff P's been legit. 505-246-0610. Would love to talk to you today on all kinds of different things. We're in on Scottie Pippen. We're in on dog poop in your neighbor's trash can. Jared just brought up a really good point. We were talking about, is it cool to put, and we're going to the phones here in a second. You're walking your dog, you got a bag of poop, can you put it in your neighbor's can? No. Stay off my property. He's like, where's IPS? How are they not stopping these people from putting their dog poop in my trash can? It's a great point. I'm going to have to call Aaron on that. Hey, will you look out for those guys putting crap in my can? It's a great point.
Up my driveway.
Yeah. It's a great point. We're in on the game last night. We're in on Hannah Robbins, the daughter of Rockin' Rob Robbins. What's going to be her nickname? JJ, this could be a lot on you. Is she going to be Rockin' Robbins, or is she going to be a different?
Oh, that's a ton of pressure.
And we're going to find something. Rudy might have an idea. Hello, Rudy.
Yeah, I'm going to have to think about that one. His nickname actually was Duke because he kind of walked like John Wayne.
Okay.
Kind of talked like John Wayne. So when Rob was here, his nickname was Duke.
Got it.
And I don't know if you knew that.
I don't know that I did.
We'll come up with something clever. I mean, he's still, I think, nationally ranked all-time free throw shooting. The guy barely missed. So if she shoots free throws like her dad, that's great.
Rudy, put this into perspective because you're a big Lobo fan. I think this is, first of all, a highly recruited young lady that chose UNM. Secondly, with the ties to the community, and I think it's a really big get for UNM on so many levels, including on the court. How do you put this?
Oh, absolutely. And then you have, I hope I don't butcher her name, Bavane Comfort, high school. She's no slouch either. And I think Coach Bradbury's done an excellent job kind of
Ooh, what's with the phones today?
The weather.
lady level basketball special back in my day was they always had local kids.
Mm-hmm.
You had Katie Kern, Tree Kern.
She was from Washington
Miranda
State.
Sanchez.
Yeah, but Katie was a girl.
I'm really excited.
Yeah, Flanagan had a little pipeline up to Washington State. Katie Kern, if I'm not mistaken, Katie was from here. Jennifer Williams is who I'm thinking of. Was from Washington State. Yeah.
Yes.
Katie Kern.
And then he had, he had some kids from Indiana.
Yeah.
I mean, he recruited nationally, and I think Coach Bradbury's doing it internationally.
Yep.
I look at this team, and it looks like this could be a really loaded New Mexico women's basketball
Should
team.
be. Hey, Rudy, was the great, Tamika Stooks, I think, was Texas, right? Abby Garchek was from Wisconsin. You had a couple of girls from Washington. You had local girls, Miranda and Nikki and Katie Kern. So, yeah, he did a really good job of going out and finding players from all over that might have been under-recruited at the time, but come to a program that really there wasn't much of a program to come to, and he built it with them.
No, and I'm thinking of Amy Began. She was from Minnesota, and you had Mandy Moore from West Texas, and he got girls from everywhere. And Bradbury's doing the same thing. And I think when you tie that in with, you got Jaden De La Cerda coming back next year. And have you ever talked to her? Spent any time with her? She's just an amazing person.
Yep, and a New Mexico girl too, and a New Mexico girl as well. Yeah.
So I'm real excited about that. Paul George, all he needs is Ringo and John, and he's got the Beatles, right? That'll be a great comeback. I mean, that guy, I didn't think he could put a team on his back and carry him the way he did. But, and somebody was saying, where did he go to college? And I said, Fresno State.
Fresno State.
Isn't that where he went?
That is correct. The two best players on that team are from Fresno State and San Diego State.
Well, but we don't play basketball in the Mountain West. Yeah, actually we do. So hopefully they'll get over that and start getting three teams into the big dance. I really think this conference deserves more than a one-bid or two-bid league every year.
Yeah, that's another conversation. Yeah, we'll get there, and they're going to have to earn that. They're going to have to prove that. All right, man. Good to hear you.
Take care.
See you.
Yeah.
That's where Rudy called it, 505-2460. I think the recruiting, what Bradbury's doing internationally, nationally, is a big deal. And usually, when Don Flanagan took it over back after Mo Eckroth was fired and they hired this successful high school coach from El Dorado High School. And he found Nikki Heckroth, Miranda Sanchez, Katie Kern, a lot of local players. And then that original team, that core of the first group with Abby Garchek from Wisconsin, Tamika Stooks, Sonia Bryant, there was a big foundation from here. But he built something from scratch. Literally, JJ, with no program to recruit to. It wasn't the crowds that you heard about. There was nobody until they started to win. And it's like, wow, look, there's something cool there. And right around 95, 96, 97, they started getting good. And that's that program that Mike's now trying to reestablish. And it's a lot easier to recruit to a place and a program when you're coming off a league championship, isn't it?
And that is recruiting. That is any school you're at. You try to get the most talented players to buy into your program. And if you're able to retain top local talent, it is an added bonus. If you're able to hit on a family legacy, that makes sense. Because you can't just recruit local to do it. Like, there does still have to be value. And when you can have this combination, as we see right now with Lobo basketball, the recruiting overall, De La Cerda, to your point, is going to be a 5-year player from the state of New Mexico on this team. Vianney Cumber coming in from Sandia, 2-time Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of New Mexico, combined with the other recruiting. That's how you establish yourself a good foundation.
And that's what it is. And I think fans are going to be satisfied if there's a few, right? And Vianney Cumber, and I don't know if you're going to consider Hannah Robbins a local product. Certainly, Jaden De La Cerda from Roswell is an in-state product. But I think you're going to consider Hannah Robbins one of yours, right? She's a legacy, to your point, the daughter of a great. I assume that she will be treated incredibly well by Lobo women's basketball fan. In fact, I think almost, I can't think of and you tell me if I'm wrong, a Lobo women's basketball player who left that maybe fans didn't appreciate, that didn't treat well. Can you think of one? think they,
Not off the top of my head.
Yeah, when I think of Cullen Neal, something like that, right? How fans turned on him, and I get it, and we don't have to get into the whole story why. But he was a guy who basically was from here. He grew up here. He was one of your own. But wasn't one of your own enough, I guess. It's going to be interesting to see how the Hannah Robbins thing goes. But, yeah, reached out to her, and I'm sure we'll get a hold of her at some point this week, and looking forward to talking to her. 505-246-0610 is how to get here. That is the Quan's Auto Care hotline. It is also the NMDOT text line, so you can send us a text if you don't have time to call or send an email. Just get on and thumb out a text to 505-246-0610. Your email's coming this morning. Jeff at sportsadamlabq.com, JJ at sportsadamlabq.com. Aaron's producing the show on Facebook. You can watch the show on ProViewNetworks.com, Comcast Channel 26, our Facebook page, the OD and the AM. Was that Steve in the background that I thought was all? It was back there in the dark and lurking back there. I mean, how was I supposed to? I just saw... I know. I knew it wasn't, the other two. Gato Roberto, or is that just, it's got to be Bobcat? Like, I mean, are there rules now? I love Eric's show in the morning. I listen to it. I listen to you guys. I'm not,
I came to the conclusion a very long time ago.
Yeah.
You can call me just about anything you want.
Except for late for dinner.
Right.
No, I'm down.
And if we're in mixed company, I have to keep it clean. But
do you?
Yeah, I would appreciate it.
Well, it depends.
Mixed company, Would you want your 4-year-old daughter to hear some of the language? They probably do anyway, but...
No, no. You know what? I was so good. You've heard me, and I cuss a little bit. But until my daughter started using those words, I was really, really good for like the first 13 years of her life. No, honestly.
I believe it.
Really cleaned it up. Like I cleaned it up on the radio, right?
Yeah.
It amazes me that I've had a radio career, I've had a media career of 30-something years.
Well, that's why they have a dump button.
No, I get it. And I don't believe we've had to use it for me, have we? Now watch today. No. I'm going to blow this whole thing out of the water. Move on! Right? But, move on! But once my daughter started coming back and dropping the F-bombs, now I kind of talk her language because she talks mine. Does that make sense? I got a 15-year-old.
It does, but I put my foot down.
See,
with my kids.
It seems so hypocritical to me.
Well, I know they're going to talk that way with their friends and that. Yeah. But I have my standards.
Yeah, that's fair. My standards are below yours. I got it. I got other standards that I don't let. Tell me if this is wrong. She had a little buddy, friend of hers. He was in from Arizona. Saturday. No, different. Not that. I'm not worried about this kid. I got on this kid about 4 years ago, so he's afraid of me, I guess.
Ooh.
Because he didn't open the door for her. They were at something, and I'm like, hey,
teaching moment.
Now, granted, he doesn't have a father figure around.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So hey, you open the door for a lady. And Addie was always, well, Simon tells me, he's scared of you because you got on him for not opening the door for me. Well, he should open the door for you. A guy should open the door for you. That's how it's supposed to be. If a guy didn't open the door, like, what's he? So we took the young man. He was in town. Addie took him to the ball game and the other night and got him dinner, and he had a good time. It was great. I went out there after the high school game. And so we're waiting. His sister came and picked him up, and it was me and his buddy and Addie, and he said goodbye to Addie, and the buddy got in the car, and I'm like, okay, I'm just kind of waving goodbye. You're welcome. And she's like, hey! And she yells his name. Say goodbye to my dad. Bye. and she's apologized. She feels bad. I'm like, babe, you shouldn't feel bad. I mean, not everybody's got the manners you've got. I just hold you to a higher standard. I sure hope if someone's parent takes you to a game or an event, that you will acknowledge their presence and say thank you at the end of the evening.
Of course. That's basic manners.
Yeah. Am I wrong? It's just basic, right? I don't need it. I'm not hurt. I'm not mad at the kid. Just, I don't know. So she feels bad about it. But not everybody's got those high Bobcat standards. That's all. 505-246-0610. Tom Brady wants to be like Marshawn Lynch. What does that mean? It's next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Dirt 722 is coming. Go to datacalm.com to learn more.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Here's a 1-2. That's lifted, well hit into the gap. This might clear the bases. It's going to bounce off the wall, and it will clear the bases. A bases clearing double off the bat of Nico Barella. Got the glove on it. Squeezes for a second. That's tapped on the ground. It might be academic. They'll flip it to first in time for the double play ball. Huge lead. There's the pitch. It's low. Runner going on a delayed steal, and he's going to be out at second. One, two. The runner moving. It's pulled down the line. This might be trouble, and it's a fair ball. Sandoval coming around. Coach Pineda going to send him to the plate. Here comes the tying run, and he scores. Sandoval. The throw gets away. Cooper will go to second base, and we're all tied at 6 as Sandoval scampers in. Hit so far. That ball is driven deep to right center field, and it's gone. Second home run of the inning for the Cougars. They've got 5 runs in, and Siembieda has come roaring back here at the top of the 3rd inning. 2-run home run for Jalen Montez. Long look in, there's a pitch. That's in the air. In shallow right. Very aggressive as Gerard Pineda will have a play at the plate. Oh, what a hose in right. The ball was waiting for him as he came home, and he was dead to rights. 2-2, nobody out. 2 runs in. There's the pitch, and that's up the middle. No, right to Francois. Back to second for a double play. That's a good play by Francois. 0-1 to Araceli Morales. There's the pitch. Morales swings, hits to Vela. What a catch by Vela in right field. Vela coming to her, running to her left and diving.
Let's see if it falls, and it looks like the catch was made, and indeed it was for the 3rd out. Sprawling was Kayla Reed for the 3rd out. What a play. Garcia prepares, deals, and she swings it. This one looks ding dong doink. Yabba dabba doo. Grand slam.
love, but he's done more than anybody at this age. And the longer he continues to do this, by the way, the legend of Tom Brady is going to become even crazier, don't you think? Like, do you think if Tom Brady has another good year, let's just say they don't get to the Super Bowl. Let's say they get to the NFC Championship game this year, okay? They get beat by the Rams. I'm just throwing a scenario out there because that'd be a good one. And Tommy has another Pro Bowl type year. And then he does it one more year. He goes to 45. 10 years from now, the talk of Tom Brady is going to be more about his longevity and how good he was late in his career or winning 7 rings.
I think they go hand in hand.
So he's just building on this legacy. Yes. He's just compounding bricks to the greatness that is the best ever, the most ever, the unbelievable career for a 6th-round draft pick. Because that's part of the story, too. So have you seen the show yet? His episode of The Shop on HBO? Because I've not.
Just the
clips
that have been out there.
He wants to be like Marshawn. And I can't wait to see it because it's going to be so good when it happens, and he will do it. Remember when Marshawn Lynch at the Super Bowl, he got fined for not doing, this was 4 years ago. It was Media Day, the Super Bowl. And all Marshawn did, I think it was 20-something times. I'm just here so I won't get fined. Marshawn, what's your favorite color? I'm just here so I won't get fined. Marshawn, what would a Super Bowl win mean for you? I'm just here so I don't get fined. And that's all he did, and he didn't get fined. And the quote from Tommy, quote, Marshawn Lynch was the most beautiful thing. I'm just here so I won't get fined. He put no mental energy into any question, and he didn't get fined for that. It was a very hard thing to do, and there are so many times where I was like, I wish I could just go. I'm just here so I won't get fined. I've said that 50 times, and I've never done it. One day, I'll do it before I retire, end quote. Tommy said that 90% of what he said in press conferences is just hyperbole, which we've all known. The fact that the man's admitting it now and telling you that tells you that he's reached that point, which, Bobcat, I think it's a point we all want to reach, that I don't give a bleep point. I don't care what you think of me. I think Tommy's reached that.
Yeah, there's an element of that, and we don't... But this also goes back to something that you believe is these athletes should talk to the media, and they should answer questions.
So I will tell you this, right? And I've done this for a lot of years. And I've watched a lot of men and women on this side of the microphone. I think there are some really good ones, and I think there are some really not good ones. You and I have been in enough press conferences, and we've been in rooms together where we've looked at each other and just go, what is that?
Not every question is groundbreaking.
Guys and ladies, this is media people, ask some stupid questions. They ask some good ones. But I've told you this for a number of years on this show, since you and I have been doing this together. There's been plenty of times where I'm embarrassed by our profession, right? And to hide behind, well, we have the right to know. Actually, you don't. You have the right to ask the question. And sometimes media people think they're so smart and they're going to ask the same question 5 different ways. And the person up there, look, I've been on both sides of the mic now. I mean, I've been interviewed as a bowl director, and I've been on both sides of this. And you're sitting up there and you see the athlete just getting frustrated. Like, I've given you the answer. I'm not stupid. How many times are you going to ask me the same thing? And so I believe that JJ, to your point, there is a necessity for the media and for media availability for the athletes. Okay, I do, and I will continue to believe that, and I think that will not change. And no matter how much social media is prevalent, and the athletes, the coaches have their own channels in which to get out their message. But I also believe that there's a line. Media certainly pushes the line, and I think often they cross the line.
Yeah, and I think it's going to this specific situation with Tom Brady. There are so many different media availabilities that you have to realize that you're not going to get the groundbreaking answer every time. That you do perfect the art of saying a lot of things without saying anything. Here's words to fill, which you can put
word salad
in your quote.
Yep.
And then also just in that time it worked. Like, Tom Brady didn't have to be this guy in New England. Does it mean that he was suppressed or couldn't be himself? No, because he built the greatest career of all time at the quarterback position within that format. Now he is just a little different now, where he has a coach that allows him to be more open, but it's also just the atmosphere of Tampa Bay. And to your point, the story of Tom Brady is this evolution of that worked for him. That helped him lock in and become TB12 that time in New England. And now he has this established resume. He's realizing, hey, I can still be this guy on the football field, but open up a little bit. And that's to his point on Marshawn Lynch. Like Marshawn, if you watch any of the interviews he does where he's kind of in his own element, he's talking about the things that matter to him, he's fantastic.
He is. And he's bright, and he's cerebral, and he's well-spoken. Yeah. Yeah. I think there's an element to the Tommy thing where he's 44, he's at the end or nearing the end, and a lot of it's going to be about his brand too, right? TB12 moving forward is going to be about Tom Brady. Now, what's Tom Brady going to be after football? Because obviously there's some personality to Tommy. I don't know if you watched him when he hosted Saturday Night Live, when he does these interviews. It's Tommy's been portrayed as being this plastic, no personality, generic, which kind of was the image he crafted, correct?
Yeah, he's witty. He's got that, and
There's something
in the moment he can bounce back and forth off.
Yeah, he's not quite Peyton Manning, but like if you watch him on July 6th. When's the 6th? Next Tuesday?
Oh, yeah.
Watch the golf tournament that he plays with Phil Mickelson up against Aaron Rodgers and Bryson DeChambeau. That's next week. There'll be some funny moments. Now, if you don't like Tommy, you're going to go, that wasn't funny, and that's fine. But remember when he dropped that, he hold that shot from the fairway last time and talked a little bleep? Like, it was good. There's something there. But I just think this is the absolute quintessential older, and I say older at 44, but guy who reached a point where I've got so much money, I built my legacy cannot be touched. Have you seen my life? I don't give a bleep what you think anymore. I don't. And I think that's a big part of why he changed scenery and went down to Tampa Bay to a much more relaxed atmosphere where he could be him more. Because this would have been an interesting Tom Brady over the first 20 years of his career, wouldn't it?
It would have been.
To be able to see a Tom Brady that spoke and told you what he thought, because he says 90% of what he says in his press conference is not what he's thinking. He says he knows he gives boring answers. He doesn't care he gives boring answers. That's his point. But yet we play all that kind of stuff, and you listen to it on NFL Live and on the pregame shows and on the postgame, and you listen to all of it.
He's doing the shot. He's not giving us any different answers in the regular season.
No, that's right. That's right. And nor will he probably.
Yeah, he's just. I don't think we would have seen Tom Brady.
No way. No way.
On the shop or doing this stuff 5 years in.
All I know is I like the evolution of this. Yeah. And you've heard me over the years talk about the evolution of athletes as people. If you watch it, we've talked a lot about the evolution of Kobe Bryant as a person, as a professional. Shaquille O'Neal, right? LeBron James. The evolution of Tom Brady is really interesting too. And it's not done. And so what do you think he is afterwards? Because he doesn't go away. He doesn't need money. He doesn't need to go on TV. But do you think he's an analyst somewhere? Do you think he takes on a regular role?
I don't think he's a regular. I think he'll be
a Peyton Manning
Super
type
Bowl
thing?
Coverage, primetime events, things like that. But not just here's your CBS morning show, Tom Brady.
See, I don't think he would be good as an analyst, as good as like Tony Romo. Do you? Maybe, but I don't think. I mean, Tony Romo's phenomenal, I think. But I just think his brand is too big for him to just disappear. And I think what he's doing is building
it's going to be mega events at Tom Brady's, like crossover stuff.
Yeah.
Not just sports related.
It's going to be whatever the hell he wants it to be, I'll tell you that. It's going to be whatever he wants it to be because, when you talk about mega, he is that. 505-246-0610. It interests me. It really interests me. And I wonder where you are on that as well. All right, we'll reset when we come back. 505-246-0610 is both the NM DOT text line. By the way, if you want to go to a concert where you're hookup, you can text FOO You can text Dirks, D-I-E-R-K-S, or you can text Brad to the NMDOT text line at 505-246-0610 and be entered for your chance to win tickets to see the Foo Fighters, or Dirks Bentley, or Brad Paisley at the Isleta Amphitheater, courtesy of your good friend Bobcat at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Telling it like it is.
Yeah, he's good enough.
Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of no-valent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsINC.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
So you're going to get a lot of Scottie Pippen conversation over the next couple of days. And I'm really interested to see where it goes. If you're just joining us, Scottie Pippen was on with Dan Patrick yesterday. We played that for you, where he basically didn't call Phil Jackson a racist, but agreed that he was calling Phil Jackson a racist. Is that fair? He didn't say he's a racist, but Dan Patrick set him up and said, well, basically you're calling Phil Jackson a racist. And he says, well, I don't have a problem with that. So basically called Phil Jackson a racist for calling the play for Tony Kukoc. And you're either going to have players lining up behind Scottie Pippen this week, right? Saying, oh, yeah, and I think he's right. Or there's going to be either silence or people defending Phil. I pulled up the box score of that game because Ralph said I'd like to see the box score of that game. Scottie just missed 2 shots. in that game, Scottie Pippen was 10 for 20. He had 25 points. He was the leading scorer. B.J. Armstrong had 18. Horace Grant had 16. Bill Cartwright had 14. What about Tony Kukoc? Tony Kukoc had 8 points, including the game winner, and he was 2 of 6 in the game. So before that, he was 1 of 5. They called the play for a guy who was 1 of 5. Look, did he call? Did Phil Jackson in that moment? I mean, is Phil Jackson trying to? Phil Jackson wasn't a legendary coach at that point. This is what I always tell you about coaches. Whether you like their decision or not, coaches are always coaching for their career. Whether you're looking for ulterior motives or not, Phil Jackson in that moment was building his career, wanted to win. He wanted to prove also that he could win without Michael Jordan. Do you think, and maybe he did, but it's hard for me to sit here and think, you know what? Scotty might give us the best chance to win, but I want the white guy to get the shot. Because that's what Scottie Pippen's claiming. I mean, don't you think in that moment Phil Jackson's trying to find out the best way to win a game?
Yes. Yes.
It's just a tough one to sit here and eat. Especially 27 years later.
If you want to be frustrated about it, be frustrated about it. Because he's not, I think 9 times out of 10, Jordan's on the floor, Jordan's taking that shot.
But Jordan was playing baseball.
Yeah. So if you're Scotty, he's saying, I want to be in this position.
Got it.
Okay. But how does that then get us to the point, well, Phil Jackson's a racist?
And that's in Scotty's mind because as Scotty said, I'm in the locker room and you're not. Okay, well then you kind of got to elaborate a little bit.
Then
this is
we'll
one
be
of those
waiting for other people to talk about it.
This is one of those where you don't have to talk. But who was it? What was it recently? We said, look, if you're going to drop a bomb like that, you've got to elaborate. If you're going to go out and explain, make a claim that a guy who's considered the best coach in the history of the game is a racist, which you are making, don't you kind of have to offer a little bit to back it up, other than he called the shot for the white guy?
It's not going to get me on board.
Tommy, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hi, Tommy.
Hey, what's up? Tom the Truth back at you guys. Good morning on this rainy day. And Scottie Pippen is becoming the old man sitting in the rocking chair on the porch saying, kids, get off my lawn.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's there.
He's whiny. He's complaining. He's saying stuff that I don't even know, honestly, that's really true or not. And it's like, dude, you're Robin, bro. That's all you ever really been. And if he wasn't Robin, guess what? When Michael left the 2 years to play baseball, allegedly, I don't know if the gambling thing had something to do with that, if you know what I mean.
But he was gone.
But you could have won an NBA championship, but you lost 2 years in a row to Houston.
Yep.
You could have been, you were the man, and you didn't come through.
Yeah.
So, and then Michael comes back, they went through more. So just quit whining and complaining so much. He's really making himself look bad. Or maybe he's just doing it because he wants to stay relevant. I'm not really sure, but I have some advice for him, and I think somebody there will agree with me. Scotty, get your bottle of Mad Dog. Get you some Miller High Life. Get the cold piece out of the fridge. Turn on Comet TV and suck it up.
Thanks, Tommy. By the way, there's nothing wrong with being Robin. You know how many guys were never Robin? You know how many guys were never Scottie Pippen or Paul George or the number 2 guy? I mean, give me your number 2.
And no one talks about Scottie Pippen like we do Steve Kerr or Robert Horry.
No.
Or these other guys. Like, Scottie Pippen gets credit because guess who didn't win a championship until Scottie Pippen showed up?
Michael Jordan. Yeah. By the way, Phil Jackson also.
Well, Michael Jordan can still be the best player ever, but Scottie Pippen was someone that helped him get through.
And so that makes him relevant. That makes him conversational. It makes, but he doesn't need to go out to do this 27 years later.
I think where I want to pause a little bit, and is he okay? Because
okay, I'm listening.
It's like Scottie Pippen just does, it's one thing to.
Yeah.
I'm okay if he wants to question that moment with Phil Jackson, and if that's something that eats at him and he thinks about it a lot in his career, okay. But to equate it to being a racist, I don't see that at all. But I also you look at Scottie Pippen, and there's a lot going on for him right now. Because you can't just call someone racist because you want to try to stay relevant or sell books.
Yeah, to your
That's
point.
not okay. So I'm just saying, it doesn't make it okay, but maybe this was just the worst time for this to happen for Scottie Pippen in terms of having to go sell a book and now I'm repping this bourbon and doing all these interviews when his eldest son died in April. That has to weigh on you.
Look, in the death of a child, I never want to know that pain. And Lord, please don't ever let me know that, because I can't imagine. And so what does that do to you? And is that playing into this? Like, I won't dismiss that. I won't. But I'm still going to stick to, if you're going to throw out a man's a racist, you got to give me a little bit more to go on than he called the shot for the white guy instead of me. By the way, the white guy made the shot and they won the game. Like, you got to give me a little bit more than that for a coach who coached how many years in the NBA, played in the NBA, and coached how many African-American athletes, and has not had that allegation thrown at him publicly that I know of, that I've heard, that anybody's heard. Let's see where the next few days take us. But I'll concede that to you, and I'll listen to that, because I don't ever want to know that pain, and maybe this, to your point, isn't the right time, and is he okay? I don't know. But if you are going to lob that bomb, you've got to have something more to back it up than 27 years ago. He should have called the shot for me, and he called it for the white guy, and he's a racist. There's got to be something more than that. Terry, stay there. We'll hear you when we come back on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Extreme Clean is a proud sponsor and supporter of ProView Networks and all high school sports athletics. Owner Mike McLean and Extreme Clean specialize in carpet cleaning for apartment, realty, business, and residential clients. With over 20 years experience, attention to detail and quality customer service matters. For more information, give them a call, 505-221-6440, Extreme Clean.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120-volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacalm.com to learn more.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide on Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
Obviously, for 27 years, this has bothered Scottie Pippen. Him not getting that last shot. Phil Jackson calling, it's a 102-102 game. It's game 3. They got to win. He's just missed 2. And Phil Jackson calls a shot for a rookie, a guy playing Europe, but a rookie in the NBA. And Scottie's telling you it's racist. JJ, part of The Last Dance, one of the biggest things in there was Scottie Pippen. He's known for a lot of things, and number one is being Robin to Batman's Michael Jordan. But the other is for what happened after the play got called for Tony Kukoc is Scottie Pippen did not get off the bench. He wouldn't go into the game. And he's had to answer for that for the last 27 years. And this almost feels like this is him now trying to explain why he didn't do it. Somehow in his mind to justify him, dare I say, quitting on his team. If this is your team, right, as you're saying this was Scottie Pippen's team,
yeah,
you didn't get off, you quit on your team that day. And it almost feels like this is him trying to justify why he did not get off the bench.
I can see that. 'Cause this is Like, you weren't in the game. This isn't, oh, the game was over and you walked off the court with 5 minutes left.
No, you
This
sat on the
was
bench. You wouldn't go in.
Final possession, chance, and you're like, no, I'm good.
You're not calling for me. I'm not playing.
And then to sit there in that moment, is that when you're like, oh, Phil Jackson's a racist?
Or did that just brew over 27 years? Yeah. So it's just another, as you think through this. Terry, good morning. Thank you for holding. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Good day, sir.
Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, JJ, or I should say good morning, Paul Bunyan. That's a wonderful story. After being with the same woman 37 years, all I get when I try to trim a tree is, get off the ladder before you hurt yourself, old man.
You're going to hurt yourself. What's that? There's that commercial. How many of you get on the ladder and clean your gutters? There's a guy, I do. You do? That's dangerous.
Yeah. So, from that, enjoy the youth. And, from that standpoint, power to you, JJ. But we had neighbors, you talk about everybody being friendly neighbors. Well, some aren't. Mm-hmm. They called somebody out to do the tree trimming so they could put in solar, but heaven forbid they do the tree trimming on the property line. But, life goes on. People think of themselves. And then we have another neighbor that their trees go through the property line, so I'm still waiting for the next snowstorm, and we'll lose power for a few days. But that's it.
Call Dan's guys. Dan's guys will come out and cut your tree back. They're going to cut mine back. Today. I know. We're getting Dan's a business today. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, well, we actually called one of the local services. They took out our whole tree one year for $750, and then to do the property line, they were going to charge $700, and we said, we'll wait. So, and like I said, for me, I'm not allowed to climb up there. But then on the dog poop, I'm more going a little different direction of the parks. I kind of live somewhat in your neck of the woods, Jeff, kind of the elementary, middle school that's south of El Dorado High School. Yeah. So there's a soccer field and a park, and what just perturbs me is the people who won't pick up, because, pick up your dog's poop. Yes. I mean, I don't want them dropping it in your trash, but I'm like, we have kids wanting to do AYSO, some Little League practices and stuff, and it seems like the bigger the dog, I'm being, if I'm Mr. Sarcastic, I told one of my friends, I said, I think somebody brought their horse here today. And they just kind of looked at me. I said, no, very large dog, very large poop, and now, heaven forbid, pick it up. But, from that end, it's kind of sad that, we all can't share things together.
We're sharing poop, all right.
Yeah, because kids will go out for PE class and get poop on and have to call their home for new clothes and all that.
That ain't
so
right, man. That ain't right.
Yeah. That's just, and so they put up signs, and I'm like, I'll try to pick up extra stuff just so we can still use it, and all that. Anyway. Now on to the sports. I'm glad you guys are all into saying the Lightning are going to take it because, all through the playoffs, everything after Game 1, it was like the Avs were going to take down the Golden Knights because they dominated Game 1. Then the Golden Knights were going to take down the Canadiens. And,
on everything.
Yeah, everything has been just like, Game 1 has been semi, not really what the long story has been. And, the Lightning are better skaters, but the position that has worked for the Canadians really doesn't have to skate. So if Carey Price stands on his head, that's going to be, do they get back in the series or not? But, so from that end, you guys have a great day and appreciate the show, and take care. Be safe.
See you. Thanks. All right, just pick up your poop. And don't put it in my damn trash can. That's all. Hello, Lenny. Been a minute. How are you?
Good morning. How you doing? I'll just make it quick. They used a good analogy last night. Kenny Smith said the first 46 minutes of the game, they go down to Shaquille O'Neal. Last 2 minutes, they turned it over to the Black Mamba. The problem is, Scottie Pippen was never the Black Mamba.
Yeah, never.
I've never seen a player refuse to come off the bench because he didn't get the shot he wanted.
That's right.
I've never seen it. And I watched that game. He's had to live with being a malcontent, a drunk, rude to fans, fights outside of different venues in restaurants. And I'm sorry, the coach has the right to do it. And if he was racist after he wrote that book, when Kobe, when he left the team for a couple years and came back, Kobe had no problems with him. when he came back and won those 2 more titles.
Yeah, look, to the point, was he disloyal? I'll listen to that conversation.
Well, okay, if he's disloyal, maybe. But you're going with the best of the team. Kukoc was a rookie, but still coming from Europe. So he wasn't a rookie in the true sense.
Right.
Was he?
No. But I'll listen to the disloyal conversation. How does that disloyalty get you to racist?
He's not racist because he didn't pick you.
Yeah.
He went with who he wanted, but then
and he won the game, by the way.
Sitting on the bench, you're being disloyal to your other 14 teammates.
Yeah, and they won, by the way. And the guy hit the shot.
Right. So that's all that's supposed to matter. If you're playing team ball, you do what's best for the team. Now, if that was Jordan, you know he's going to Jordan. But Pippen's never going to be Jordan.
Not Jordan, bro. Yep, you're not Jordan.
That's it, and that's the end of it. And if he wants to say he's racist and harbor that through, name another player that's called Phil Jackson racist.
That's what I'm saying. Over the next couple of days, if somebody comes out and backs Scotty on this, then you're going to have a conversation. And if nobody else does, then it kind of speaks for itself.
They would have already come out and backed him up.
I think that's right.
So
how does a man have a career?
Let him try to sell whatever he's trying to do. I think right now he's just trying to grab headlines to promote whatever he's selling.
He's got bourbon in a book. How does a guy last that long coaching in that league and be racist?
And win 11 titles.
I'm just asking. Maybe it happens, but I'm asking how. All right, man.
All right.
Thanks.
You guys have a good one.
James, you got about 40 seconds. Go. What's up, James?
Worst case scenario. Suns lose. They lose Game 7, and the Clippers go to the finals.
Yeah, it may happen.
What happens to CP3? What happens to all those guys in the Suns? What happens to their psyche being up? All right, take care, guys.
Yeah, and that may happen, and that's why what you said earlier, 11 years ago today, Rush. It doesn't seem like 11 years ago. That's why you said it's so important that they win Game 6. Good stuff today, huh?
Fun day.
Poop talk and tree talk and racist talk and what the hell. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. Sports Bar, truly owned Carlisle this afternoon at 3, and then you get Ice Storms Baseball. Josh Suchan cracks the microphone. That'll start for you at 6:15. Welcome back to Award-Winning Radio tomorrow morning starting at, 7 a.m.?
Sounds good.
You in, Bobcat?
I am.
All right, good work. Aaron, terrific work again. We'll see you tomorrow. Be good to each other, please. You better bring your wife some coffee or something nice for bringing you your stuff. And keep your shirt on.
Go trim the trees.
Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll see you tomorrow.